Are you guys ready for this one is the question. Also, in the news, for America, The Guardian reports Postal services around the world suspend deliveries to U.S. How will it affect you? Postal services around the world have stopped sending some mail to the United States as they ready for expanded tariffs after Donald Trump removed an exemption on packages worth under U.S. $800. So that's the, what is it, de minimis? De minimis? I don't know how to say the word. I'm not smart enough to know how to say the word. Carriers have been temporarily suspending services since Friday to avoid delivering packages after 29th August, when they will start to be charged full tariff rates for most parcels. Here's what you need to know about what has changed and which countries have been affected. Why are postal services being suspended? The cost of mailing packages to the U.S. is set to surge after the Trump administration removed a rule exempting packages worth under $800. From Friday, which this was last Friday, packages will be subject to fees relating to the tariffs rates applying to their country of origin, making postage much more expensive. Postal services will have to cover the increased costs or pass it on to customers. Do you guys want to guess which thing the Postal Service is going to do? You guys want to guess whether or not they're going to absorb the cost for these tariffs or you're going to pay for them? Have we yet learned, has anybody learned yet how tariffs work? Yeah, you're going to pay. You're going to pay for those tariffs. Just a heads up. Dozens of countries have suspended postal services to the U.S. to take time to adjust to the new rules and account for increased expenses. They're not going to do that. Other countries aren't going to pay money so that way you can get mail from fucking New Zealand. They're not going to pay exceedingly high tariff prices so that way you can that way you can get your fucking your Furby. Do people still get Furbies? I don't know. Are Furbies still cool? Your Pogs? I'm dating myself. Trump's tariffs moves had not previously impacted the mailing of package valued at less than $800, which were exempted under de minimis rules, a Latin term referring to items too minor to worry about. Trump in July announced he would remove the de minimis treatment. And this is like, you know, there's a lot of people are saying, you know, Trump is doing this for this reason, or Trump is doing this for this reason. And if you ask the people in MAGA, no, he's bringing industry back to America, and he's leveling the playing field for American businesses. And if you ask people on the left people are like, he's doing it because he wants to fucking burn down the country, and fucking he's a shitty person that hates us, and he just wants to see poor people die. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Donald Trump does the shit Donald Trump does because he's stupid. He's stupid. There's not a lot more to it than the fact that he's not a very smart person. Donald Trump was like, how are they getting around my tariffs? Temu and Shine are sending packages and that gets around my tariffs? Okay, take them away. Take away whatever that rule is. It's like, oh, well, no, that's a bad idea. So there's a lot of things that happen. It's very complicated. I don't care. Get rid of it. We're making America great again. Nothing Donald Trump does he ever actually think all the way through. He thinks about it for about 13 seconds while he's rage tweeting about it on the fucking toilet, and then he sins, and then he stops talking about it or thinking about it because somebody says something else and it distracts him. Believe me, Donald Trump does not know how the de minimis treatment works. He doesn't care. As somebody said the other day, it's not that Donald Trump doesn't want to follow the rules. It's that Donald Trump doesn't believe that there are any rules. Donald Trump doesn't care that there's definitions. He just doesn't really believe that there's any definitions other than the ones that he's made up. He thinks tariffs are a tax on China. You can tell him all fucking day long that the American people are going to pay it. You can tell him all fucking day long that it's going to end in American taxpayers paying more money out of pocket for products in a economy where they're already struggling. He won't believe it. Nope, we're making America great again. I brought in so much money. You can tell him that the producer price index has increased by a percentage. You can tell him that produce has gone up by 39%. You can tell him that beef prices have been rising for 2 fucking years, and we now have screwworm in our cattle, which is going to make it even worse for people to purchase beef products in this country. He doesn't care. None of that fucking matters to him. He's like, put tariffs on it. I don't care. He doesn't care. He does not know what any of these things mean, and he does not care. Service suspensions differ by country. Many postal services will continue to mail letters to the U.S., but have suspended postage of any package of goods worth under $800, which is pretty much all of them. I don't know how many people are fucking receiving $800 packages that are middle-class Americans. Letters and personal gifts under US $100 will still technically be exempt from tariffs after Friday, but some services have suspended all US postage of goods, and others have suspended postage to the US entirely. Read that again. Some services have suspended all US postage of goods, and others have suspended postage to the US entirely. When this man fucks things up, there's one thing he's very good at. He's very good at fucking things up. And when he fucks things up, he fucks them up. Packages that had already been shipped to the U.S. and arrived before Friday will not attract tariffs. Thank God for my kid's fucking costume showing up fucking on Friday. Good shit. Those that arrive after Friday may be returned to sender to avoid incurring fees. Belgium's bpost said, while New Zealand services said it would hold the receiver responsible for all duties and taxes. This is something I was saying to my family. This is something that people don't fucking understand because nobody reads. New Zealand service said it would hold the receiver responsible for all duties and taxes. New Zealand ain't paying for this shit. International postal services in nearly 30 countries has suspended some services to the U.S. by Tuesday. 30 countries. Services in 22 European countries, including the UK, France, Germany, and Italy, have suspended some deliveries since Friday. Post Europe said its members, including a further 32 postal services, could be forced to restrict shipping. In Asia and the Pacific, services in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, India, South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore have suspended some or all deliveries. Online marketplace Etsy has suspended U.S. shipping label services for Australia, Canada, and the UK's Royal Mail and Evri, encouraging users to find alternative carriers who let them prepay tariff fees. Let them prepay. Let them prepay. Imagine shit showing up at your door and you have to pay the tariffs. Postal services have told customers U.S. deliveries will be suspended indefinitely until they have developed alternative systems. Do you think they will? Most likely they won't. Belgium's bpost said the interruption would last until the U.S. government had provided complete detail on the new import rules and it could adapt its systems to match. Australia Post warned customers postage fees would increase to account for the tariff fees and new handling fees after it partnered with a U.S. custom authorized payments operator to develop its new billing system. I.e., what they're saying there is you're going to pay tariffs. I saw the funniest fucking comment was all the weebs that voted for Trump are going to be so fucking sad when they have to pay tariffs on their fucking waifu pillow. It's going to suck to both be an incel and also have to pay $300 for your $40 fucking waifu pillow that you jerk off to at night. While services are yet to determine how their fees might change, parcels will face the tariff rate imposed on their country of origin. Until late February, U.S. Customs will also accept a temporary alternative fixed fee differing by the tariff rate of the country of origin, $80, $160, or $200 per item, respectively for countries with tariffs of under 16%, 16 to 25%, and over 25%. $200! The change of the minimis retreat, the latest effect of the Trump administration's reforms to U.S. trade policy and use of tariffs as a diplomatic weapon. De minimis exemptions facilitated significant duty-free trade around the world, allowing businesses to sell goods at relatively lower prices if shipped in smaller bundles. By the way, this just ends in retaliatory tariffs from other countries. That's how this ends. The U.S. received a total of 1.36 billion packages in 24 under the exemption. 1.36 billion packages. That's 1.36 billion times that people are going to get tariffed. Yeah, Trump loves his shit. He loves stealing your money, you fucking morons. Containing goods worth $64.6 billion, according to U.S. Customs. Online retailers, including Amazon, Etsy, Shine, and Temu, have benefited from the rule. So, by the way, these aren't just countries outside of the United States. They're also Amazon and Etsy. All countries facing tariffs will now be affected by the removal of the de minimis exemption. Please stop making me say that word. Trump had already suspended the exemption for packages from China and Hong Kong in May, which the White House said accounted for the majority of de minimis shipments to the U.S. Industry associations in the U.S. had wanted the loophole closed for years, complaining of unfair competition from Chinese sellers. The move nearly halved the number of users of China-based Temu in May compared with March. After Trump signed the executive order in July suspending de minimis treatment, the White House released a statement claiming the exemption had been abused to export fentanyl and opioids to the U.S., killing Americans. That's how dumb these people are. That's how dumb they are. Is that you can just literally plug in the excuse that it's fentanyl or it's immigrants, and the brainwashing kicks in, and they'll pay 10 times as much money for their fucking packages. When they say that it is unfair to businesses within America, what they're actually saying is that the businesses in America can't compete with the prices that Chinese companies are charging, right? And that's something that should be dealt with. But once again, that is regressive policy. People around the country, mostly middle class, are going to pay for these tariffs. People around the country, mostly middle class, can't afford to buy a lot of those products if they are made in America. Because we are not an industry fucking country anymore. We done fucked that up. You don't get to start rolling all that back now. We are too far in. We are a service country now. We export services. And this is why Donald Trump said, little girls, they don't need $30. They can let them only have $3. You know whose kids will have $30? Rich people, wealthy people, people that are CEOs in corporations. Meanwhile, you will be funding Donald Trump's big, ugly fucking bill to pay off the tax breaks that he gave to the people that get to have $30. If you're MAGA and you don't fucking understand what that means, let me break it down in simple fucking terms. You're poor and you're going to get poorer. This does not benefit you. You are not the people that own corporations that benefit from these rules. Jesus Christ. It's just fucking bananas that these people are this dumb. Rich people have live dolls. Yeah, and Donald Trump protects them, and these people defend him for protecting those people. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.